Faith and fear both require you to believe in something you cannot see. Faith and fear both require you to believe in something you cannot see, yet most people out there in the world choose to put their time and energy into things that scare them. Why is that? Right? Why do we put our time and our energy into things that scare us? Scare us away from, reaching success, scare us away from taking action, scare us away from tapping into our true potential. Why do we choose to put our energy into those things? Right? All you have to do is put that energy into faith and your life will change forever. Now remember, faith and fear you cannot see, but every single person out there puts their energy into fear, and that is what holds them back from reaching any level of success. Now I'm here to tell you guys that in the last 2 years, I've learned something that is very, very powerful to me and very, very important. And it's this big realization that I now have that when I first started, I did not have. When I first started trying to make money online when I was a broke fraternity kid in college, going through the motions, partying, living in a fraternity house, trying to make something happen, I had no idea that success was guaranteed to everybody that wants it, right? And to you watching this, that might sound crazy, right? You're like, Grant, I don't know what you mean. Success is not guaranteed. I'm not successful. I want to be successful. Now, we have to slow down a little bit, but it's important for you to realize right now, success is guaranteed to you if you want it in your lifetime, right? If you want to have the house, if you want to have the car, if you want to have the beautiful family, if you want to travel to these dream destinations that you see on your Instagram, you can get there, right? Whatever success means for you, you can achieve it, right? But the reality of it is most people get this wrong because they never actually train this to believe in themselves and to believe in these things actually happening and becoming true, right? If you put your time and effort into fearful things, you will never see success, ever. It's guaranteed. I can guarantee you that. If you put your time and energy into fearful things, you will never see success. And the reality of it is, most people hold themselves back from reaching this level of success, from tapping into their true potential, because they put their time into things that don't actually exist and things that actually scare them away from reaching it, right? Oftentimes, a lot of you guys watching this even probably hold yourself back because we create these worst case scenarios in our head. If I do this, I might fail. Or if I, take this risk on trying to start this business, it might not work for me, right? Or whatever it might be, right? We create these worst case scenarios in our head that don't actually exist, and they hold us back from tapping into our true potential. There's no worst case scenario. If you try and start a business, if you try and chase your goals, if you try and take a risk, maybe it's through money, maybe it's through doing something hard, physically on your body to actually, go out there and get in shape, whatever it might be for you, whatever the goal is that you're trying to hit. There is no worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is you never try and you hold yourself back because you put your time into fear and you put your energy into fear, and it's guaranteed that you never get there. Now on the flip side, the best case scenario is this. You train your mind to believe in yourself. You train your mind on the idea that success is guaranteed to all people that want it and are willing to stay disciplined in something long enough to actually see results. And the worst case scenario is you try something and you fail, and you take a lesson from that and you apply it into your next thing, and you always build and grow on top of each other, right? You're always learning something. You're always taking something and learning from it and then getting one step closer to actually breaking through. Now remember, if you just stopped right now, if you just never tried anything, you'll fail. It's guaranteed. You will fail. If you do not pick something right now and you do not go all in on it and you do not take risks, you will fail. And that's guaranteed. The best advice that I've ever gotten to this day, being 22 years old and having a good amount of success under my belt, is somebody told me, I think it was like a year and a half ago, Grant, if you want to be successful, if you want to be like the top 1%, if you want to have all these things that you're telling me you want to have, do you know what you need to do to get there? And I was like, no, I have no idea. What do I need to do? Look at what 99% of people do on a daily basis. Look at what their actions are. Look at the things that they, put their time in, and do the exact fucking opposite. If you want to be successful, all you have to do is look at what the majority of people are doing and do the exact fucking opposite. Now, what do the majority of people do? Hold themselves back, think about fearful things, don't go to the gym, settle for working a job that they don't enjoy, settle for having a family that they don't enjoy, right? Go to school and pray that one day they get a job that's good enough to actually, pay for, their lifestyle. Pray that they can go on one vacation a year. That's what average people do. That's what majority of people do. And they do that not because they have to, but because they chose that route, right? For me, all the peers that I went to college with, all the people that I went to school with, all my old fraternity brothers, they could be doing the exact same thing that I'm doing. I'm not special by any means. If anything, I'm just the idiot kid that was delusional enough and believed in myself enough to actually go for it at a young age and take a risk like dropping out of school and trying to start an online business. You know, at the time it was small, right? Fast forward now, 2 years later, I have single clients that pay me $120,000 in a single month for 30 days of my work. I bought my dream watch. I live in my dream apartment. It wasn't always like this for me at all, right? But I want you guys to imagine if I would have just kept doing what everybody else did, where I'd be right now. I'd be a senior in college. I would be dead broke. I wouldn't be making any money. And I'd be applying for jobs hoping that somebody would hire me out of the University of Arkansas with a basic marketing degree. And I would go get a job and I would work my way up the corporate ladder and hopefully one day, be able to retire. That's what I would be doing right now if I didn't decide that I wanted to put all my energy and time into faith. Right? Because the reality of it is, all my peers in college and all the people that I went to school with, even my professors, want to live the life that I'm living now. Right? But at the time, they put all their energy into fearful things. What if I drop out of school and it doesn't work for me? Right? What will people think of me if I'm in college and I'm trying to be this business owner and I'm trying to start this business online and it blows up in my face and I have to go back to school and get a degree and now I'm a year behind? What will people think of me? What will people think of me if I try and, build my authority through my personal brand online and I post content, I post videos about something and I try and act like someone that maybe I'm not yet, but I want to be, and it fails? Like, what will people think of me? Right? Those are the things that my peers told themselves while I was just simply taking action and choosing to believe in the idea that success was guaranteed to everybody that wants it. Right? And now here I am today. Right? People used to hate on me. People used to tell me that it wasn't going to work. My own parents used to tell me that, hey, Grant, you should just, stay focused on the traditional route. People your age aren't supposed to be successful. People your age aren't supposed to make $1 million. But for me, I knew that it was possible and I knew that I wanted it. Because all of you watching this right now, if you're watching this right now, the chances are you've seen people online that are your age that are living a crazy lifestyle. Now, some of it's real, some of it's fake, but the reality of it is these people are making money at a young age. We live in a time right now where there's never been more opportunity in front of us on a daily basis, ever, at our fingertips. There's never been more opportunity. But at the same time, there's never been more distractions. There's never been more distractions around us on a daily basis to deter us away from our goals and to deter us away from reaching this level of success that we have envisioned for ourselves. Right? There's never been more of it. But at the same time, there's never been more opportunity. All of you have to do right now, if you want to reach a certain level of success, let's say it's October 21st when I'm recording this. Let's say you want to reach a certain level of success by the end of the year. More than enough time. We have 2 full months, two full months and a few days left over and change. That's more than enough time. 68 days is more than enough time to completely change your life. I did it in 42, right? But you have to commit to something. You have to pick something and you have to go all in on it, right? And you cannot look back. You cannot put any of your energy into the idea that it will not work. Because if you put any of your energy into that idea, it will not work, right? That's guaranteed. It will not work. You have to be extremely delusional and you have to believe in the idea that success is guaranteed to everybody. So if I was watching this right now and I wanted to, make 10 grand in a month before the end of the year, or I wanted to, become this super, super high level, skillful, courageous, intelligent young kid that was making money online, and I wanted to learn a skill set that would pay me forever, I would pick something, because all of these business models out there work. Business model that I do works, all these other business models work, right? I would pick something and I would go all in and I wouldn't look back. That's all you have to do, right? And once you have this realization, it becomes fun, right? Because you realize, okay, as long as I play the long game here, as long as I keep showing up every single day, no matter if I see results early or not, as long as I keep putting my right foot forward, I will get there. Right? And that's the biggest thing that I wish everybody in the world realized, because if everybody realized that success was guaranteed to everybody, they would live completely different lives. right? I talk to so many people on a daily basis that are older than me, younger than me, and they'll tell me these goals that they have. They'll tell me these aspirations and visions that they have for themselves. And then I'll ask them, what are you doing right now on a daily basis to get there? And I won't hear anything. It'll be crickets. They'll have no idea, right? So a lot of times, even people that are 20 years older than me, 30 years older than me, they never figure this out, right? Because they never figure it out, they always dream and they never get there, right? There's a reason that most people that you see on a daily basis that are serving you the food at the restaurants that you eat at, that are driving next to you in cars at 9 a.m. in the morning, going to a job that they don't enjoy, that are walking in the park at 6 p.m. after a long day of work, trying to get a breath of fresh air, that they're doing all these different things. There's a reason that there's people like that never actually tap into their true potential. And it's not because they weren't born with the ability to actually make something happen. That's not it at all, right? The sole reason that they're in that position is because they never tapped into their true potential. They never picked a vehicle, and they never stayed disciplined long enough to actually see any type of result come to fruition, right? So this was just a crazy yap. This was just super like kind of unorthodox for me to kind of do. But I get way too many people on a daily basis ask me for, advice on certain things. And so I thought, I'd come on here and record a video. Maybe these thoughts made sense, maybe they didn't. But if you got one big takeaway from this, it's stop putting your time into fear when you could put it into faith. You're a lot better off and you have a lot higher chance of achieving success if you just put your energy into faith, right? Fear and faith both require us to believe in something that we cannot see. Do not believe in fear, believe in faith. And the second thing is that success is guaranteed to all of you guys watching this. All you have to do is pick something and stay disciplined long enough to actually see the results come to fruition. Right, for me, I'm 22 years old now. 2 years ago, I was in a fraternity, dead broke, going through the motions, and I would never have imagined my life would look like this, only 2 years later, right? But it's because I put my energy into faith, and I understood the idea that if I stuck with it long enough, I would see some type of result. I didn't know how big of a result, but I would see a result, and that was worth it for me. So if you're watching this right now, I challenge you to put your energy into a different place and to pick something that you want to work at, pick a goal, and stick to that goal. Write it on a piece of paper, put it on your notes wallpaper, put it on your wall, put it somewhere, and stick to that goal every single fucking day until you actually get there, and you will get there. Now, if you want to learn a little bit more about what I do, and you want to have me in your corner working with you every single step of the way, right, I'd love to help you. And if you're courageous, if you have some type of desire to want to make money online, and you're willing to actually show up, you're not lazy, you're willing to put in the work, I will help you get there. And it's guaranteed that you will get there as long as you don't give up, you're not lazy, and you're somewhat competent. So I'd love to help you do that. Link will be in the description. Besides that, I'm gonna keep making some videos, kind of just yapping. Like, comment, subscribe so you can see the next one. And believe in faith. Peace.